Good day, rescue enjoyers. So don't worry, we will talk about the abnormal borders. I just want to clarify something. In my Rust Workshop skin checks, of course, I showcased a lot of skins, but it was mostly brand new Naval themed skins. Of course, with the Naval update on the horizon, you get the idea. So one of the skins I talked about was the Cursed Pirate Garage Door, produced by Mad Polly. I mistakenly pointed out that I thought he just resubmitted it because, well, let's just go over to here. Let's just showcase it here. Yep, there you go. The Pirate Garage Door, a very nice, cool design, but I mistakenly assumed it was this. Yeah, Hedge had a little stupid moment. I just want to clarify and now showcase that this is in fact a different skin, and honestly, it shows how much he's progressed over the past 7 years, because this over here, produced back in 2018, and you know what it is, looks very nice. It's rising up in price. Unfortunately, extensions on the Steam market are broken at the moment. That's the Steam market. If you're noticing weird issues with the Steam market, it's Valve. Just want to clarify. So I thought, you know what? To make amends, I'm going to go ahead right now and showcase this brand new potential Cursed Pirate Garage Door version 2 or something completely different. So let's go ahead and, oh yeah. Did you like the snow jacket and the miner hat here produced by Mr. Zink? I showed it off in the special preview video, but there we go. Right. Can you clearly see the difference of what 7 years experience does? So over to here, the original design, this doesn't glow in the dark. And for what it is, it looks totally fine. A skin like that could easily be accepted today. But Mad Polly, oh, he's showed off his prowess. And what we have here is the brand new version. Now, I ask you sincerely, would you like to see something like this potentially being accepted for the December Force Wipe Rust Store for 2025? For when we see the Naval update being released, I can't help but assume a lot of people are going to go ahead and buy a bunch of pirate-themed skins, sailor-themed skins. And let me tell you, on the workshop this past weekend, tons of that was submitted. So, yeah, looking very, very nice. And now, let's go ahead and showcase both of these at night. Thank you very much, Cargo Boat. There you go. So we've got the lights on, and as you can see, this is very, very reflective. Looks very, very nice. Yep, thank you very much, Cargo Boat. Cheers, thank you. Over to here, you can see it's got more of a green tint, a green hue to it, giving off that spooky ghost ship sort of vibe. Very nice and reflective, but where it truly stands out very nicely, it's when it's total darkness. Look at that. That right there is a very nice, lovely standout garage door. Mr. Mad Polly, I do apologise once again. I did make a stupid mistake. I hope this makes amends. And I hope everybody who is currently watching this video happens to like what they see. Naval update is just around the corner, literally next week. Yes, we have another Rust Store next week, the last Rust Store for November 2025. We might, probably still see some Naval themed skins, but I'm pretty sure it's just going to be Naval themed skins next week. And it'll probably be a big fat Rust Store. I'm not joking. The amount of skins I saw being submitted was absolutely absurd. 128 in total. Lots of very interesting, creative, very cool looking designs. And we'll talk about that a little bit more later on in this video. But yep, Mad Polly, props to you. Good work. And now, let's go ahead and proceed to yap about all those abnormal skins. Let's go through all these abnormal skins and figure out what prices we might want to offer for all of them. And of course, tomorrow, we also have regular skins. The regular skins being the small sulfur box. We also happen to have the Demon Slayer bolt action rifle. And I think that's it. Just 2 skins that are not abnormal this week. All right, cool. So let's jump in. Let's get started with the Olympus Revolver. 34,400 subscribers. What? But then again, are we surprised? The most transparency we have ever seen in a revolver. So if I could just quickly remind you, with the 48-hour analysis, we're always making some suggestions, some some good considerations for what the final sales are probably going to be by next Thursday. And I thought the Olympus Revolver was going to do between 28 to 33,000 subscribers. It has surpassed that. And over the course of tonight, I wouldn't be surprised if we probably get, at the very least, see another 1,000 subscribers appear. What I'm saying is, there's probably a lot of these in circulation. I wouldn't rule out the possibility of about 50,000. Remember, a lot of people do buy extras, all right? Subscriber count is the bare minimum because we don't know, how many did each people, how much did everybody buy each? You get the idea. Cool. I personally want to buy as much as I can. I feel confident that's going to hold up quite nicely. However, what we learned with the previous, transparent aim sight revolver is if we see competition, still in the positive, but that was selling for $9 before this appeared. Literally a week ago, this was comfortably, it was getting close to $10. But then, more transparency, took all the thunder, took all the attention, went down in price. It is starting to recover, but obviously it's doubtful it will ever reach back up to $9 again. But we also have to be aware of this. Revolvers, they do get used a lot. They are appreciated. The actual weapon itself is what I'm talking about. So there's a lot of justification to owning skins for them, right? We do not see that many revolver skins being accepted, let alone being submitted, all right? This past weekend, didn't see a single one. So, if you're worried about, oh, but they might, there might be another one. I don't think that'll happen for a while. I'm thinking, at the very least, we're probably not going to see another transparent revolver for probably, I don't know, maybe like a half a year. Maybe we don't even see one ever again. Who knows? It's up to Face Punch. I was surprised the Olympus Revolver was accepted, but here we are. So, point I'm trying to get across is, yeah, it has sold a lot, but also not surprised because people do want it and it will be used and it will be appreciated. I'm not sure if it's going to push up to $10, but then again, I don't want to miss out either. By default, nearly every single revolver is in a positive. Some of them have slipped a little bit, but the reality is they rarely ever go below the rust or price. Now, I should point out, with 34,000 subscribers, that is like the highest we've ever seen for a revolver sell. Like, the previous highest selling revolver, of course, was the Heatseeker revolver. So let's just go look over to here on SEMM. It's a whole lot more easier to see. I look at this highest subscriber count, 21,700 subscribers, and yet we look at this, 34,426. And by tomorrow, 35,000, wouldn't be surprised. So, wow. Now, you're sure should question, well, how many of these could we end up seeing on the Steam market then? Good question. But I don't have like a solid answer, but what I could point out to you is the recent Sinotype skins. Take a look at this, for example. We know for a fact Sinotype skins have sold between like 30 to 40,000 subscribers, and even a bit more. Let's just look at all of these. So, of course, over the course of October, it got a bit funny. Prices did drop. A lot of people trying to sell theirs. But the highest quantity we see is Sinotype tools with just under 900 quantity. Then 600, then 500, 400. It goes all the way down to 200. Sinotype stone, you only did like 25,000 subscribers, didn't you? Not that many. Wow. What I'm trying to get across is, it can be pretty wild, but I'm not sure if we're going to see that many revolver skins being listed. Let's also look up revolvers themselves. So revolver, let's take a look at this. So highest quantity, please. Can I see that? 128. Black Ops Revolver came out early this year. And then, of course, not too long ago, Heatseeker Revolver. Only 112. We don't see a ridiculous amount of revolvers being listed. Perhaps Olympus might end up with like 200 or something. Wouldn't be surprised initially. As time goes on, if nothing compares to it, I wouldn't be surprised if it just slowly and gracefully rises up in price ever so nicely. So, considering that, and considering the lack of revolver skins even being submitted, I've got to be honest with you, I want to buy some. And in terms of prices I want to offer, listen, if you're like me, you don't have that many accounts that can actually do like straight purchases, why not just offer $2.49? I'm not joking. I'm going to offer $1.70 to $2.30. I might just do $2 and $2.49 to be honest with you. I want to get more, but I can't buy directly. I'm in a weird position. But here's a good question. Are we going to see quite a lot of these appear in the Steam market afterwards? Wouldn't be surprised. Then again, could we potentially see more Olympus skins? And now I'll showcase this to you. This past weekend, Fuff made 3 different Thompsons. He actually went and did it. He submitted a version with like all of the layer, like the pad that you can see with the aim sight. He actually removed it. So it actually looks like this. There you go. Look at that. So he's actually done it. But there's a reason why people don't do this is because the top parts here and here, they have transparent holes in them now. I don't think that would be accepted. The point still remains, though, he did submit like a regular sort of transparent Thompson and just a standard Thompson without transparency. More Olympus skins are being produced. Will they be accepted? We'll see. And if it does happen, it would still likely give that a boost. AK-47 still needs some more love, but we'll see how it goes. And perhaps we'll see Olympus deplorables, Olympus clothing and armour. Who knows? Got to keep an eye out. That revolver, though, it is special. Nothing compares to it. Heatseeker revolver almost, but not as much. And I've got to be honest with you, just that extra little bit of transparency. Really? Well, there you go. People clearly want it. So it's not an absolutely ridiculous amount of sales. Based on what we've seen in the past, we've seen ridiculous. We've seen Ghost Furnace, 70,000 plus subscribers. That's not exactly doing super great at the moment, but point still remains. So if you feel confident, by all means, go ahead and buy some. And I'll be honest with you, I'd be happy if that only went up by like 50%. I think that might be a pretty good short-term investment. Look at the Rust Steam market around January 2026 time, when we had the January Force White. I won't be surprised if they're probably doing very nicely. So, all right, cool. Olympus Revolver, I think I will be jumping onto you. And the price I'm going to offer once again, $1.80, $2.30. So $1.80 to $2.30. Sinotype Drop Box only has 22,000 subscribers, and I have no idea what went wrong. It has sold less it has sold less compared to the stone box in the previous week. And we did talk about how like stone boxes and storage collections don't tend to work out very nicely. We've been through this. We've talked about this. But a drop box, there's so many people that like begged for this and kept asking for this, and well, you got to accept it, and now look at it. But then again, maybe people are probably like fatigued with all the Sinotype skins that got accepted. There's probably plenty of reasons as to what happened, but that is surprising. That is surprising with what happened there. So, okay, cool. It's now the lowest selling Sinotype skin, and if we could just quickly switch over, you can see the stone box is kind of holding its price. It's not profitable, but it's still doing a pretty decent job retaining its price, so okay, cool. Would a drop box actually work out quite all right in the future? Like, do you generally, you, the person right there, you watching, do you genuinely need a drop box? Or maybe small props box collection might get a drop box. You might prefer that, you know, small box, just put on the side against the wall, something like that. Who knows? But it is surprising to see. So, okay. So as long as the Sinotype collection actually works out quite all right in the future, I hope. Is this going to actually just work out perfectly fine simply because it's the lowest selling skin? You know, I have seen that before with Graffiti Storage Collection. The lower selling skins actually worked out quite all right. So let's just go over to here. Let's look at these based on lower subscriber count. There we go. So you can see like ammo box here is like $5. Graffiti Charcoal, 5.5. This is pushing up to 6. So these are doing quite all right. Better than average compared to like most of the other skins. But then you also have Graffiti Scrap Storage. People just didn't care for it. So, okay, fair enough. Then we'll look at these based on highest price as well. So let's just look at that. Is there that much of a contrast? Well, these are still here. But obviously some of these are doing a lot better. So, okay, cool. Ew, dear. So, it could just genuinely mean like a lack of interest. But I am surprised. With all the hype we've had with Sinotype, I mean, yeah. I'll stick with the standard $1.70 to $2.20 barter. But if you're thinking, God, that's just ridiculous. If that came out earlier compared to another like Sinotype skin, do you reckon that would have sold a whole lot more? Because honestly, I do. So, yeah, I think there's still some very good demand for it. But I'll stick with the standard price, $1.70 to $2.20. Biohazard bunker garage door. You're a perfectly fine, nice, glow-in-the-dark design. You look cool. I would like to see more of you, but I don't think we saw that. Instead, we saw a very cool-looking pirate furnace. Anyway, I think that's just going to get lost in the shuffle. The 36th garage door to be accepted in 2025. Look at all of them. The standard garage door that's been accepted this year has gone down by about half its price. Down 54, the most recent forged garage door. Even the anime girl garage door from Halloween, you've also gone down in price. That is quite a surprise. Ooh, but that anime girl garage door is doing quite all right. Anyway, only 2 garage doors this year are currently doing all right. The rest of them, the other 34, oof. Then again, we also got Twitch drops and all that, but still the point still remains. Look at them. Oh, God, so much red. So with this, honestly, I think I'd just do 70 cents to $1. I don't trust it. You might trust it more, by all means, offer more, but I'm only suggesting 70 cents to $1. I am surprised. I know we kept making loads of jokes, but I am surprised to see Popstar Bed has only done 15,400 subscribers. So let's just quickly hop back over to here, the 48-hour analysis. And to be honest with you, I did suggest that these would probably do between 15 to 17,000 subscribers. Okay, cool. So back over to here. I kind of feel like that's going to probably be one of the beds that actually does very good. Like, okay, let's just look at all the bed skins that are ever accepted. Molten Visage is still holding up very nicely, but that's an anime girl bed. That is an anime girl bed. Come on now. I should also point out, Twitch Rivals is coming up. We're getting another batch of Twitch drops. Another bed is on the horizon. It's happening, all right? We're getting another bed Twitch drop, so that might be a bit of a problem, but then again, are we going to ever see another anime-themed bed skin ever being accepted in the future? I don't know. I have doubts. And if you've actually looked at the Popstar skins recently, look at this, look at this. Oh. Well, that looks a whole lot better. Yeah. The M249 came out recently, $3.63. Garage Door went from, like, struggling to maintain its rush door price. Now it's sitting here at just under $5. AK-47. Well, you sprung up. You're, like, struggling at $2. Like, this was $2 like a week ago. Now it's sitting there at $6. I think people like anime. What do you reckon? Now, if you don't like anime, and if all your friends don't like anime, it's still a perfect pickup because you can force them to sleep in it. So, okay, cool. I really want to go ahead and buy some. I'm so annoyed because whilst I do have quite a lot of fans that can still do barters and whatnot, I don't have that many accounts that can do just straight purchases. I hate the end of the year so much. I have tried to sell my Christmas skins. I have done a decent attempt, but yeah, they're not selling that fast. Got to still wait till December. So I'm so annoyed. This rush store, I really do want to go ahead and buy some of these skins, but Popstar Bed, $1.70 to $2.20. I actually have some strong faith that's going to do a decent job retaining its price, and I do believe we'll be seeing some more anime girl skins in the future as well. More deplorables, we'll see. What would you like to see being made next for this collection? I did say tier 3. Put the anime girl face on a face mask. Do it. People would like it. All right, cool. Night Demon tier 2. You haven't sold that much, but you did get pretty close to your previous skins. So all of tier 2, I guess you could say around 10,500 subscribers. It has sold less compared to the boots and the gloves. It has sold less compared to the hoodie and pants. It has sold quite a fair bit less compared to the tier 3. This is the lowest selling skins. I thought these were going to do between 9 to 11,000 subscribers. Smack dab in the middle, almost, sort of. I mean, this kilt tomorrow, this kilt very likely will eclipse 11,000 subscribers. I wouldn't be too surprised by that. Thank you, Sinotype, for your raid. So looking at what I see here, so as long as this collection remains in demand, the tier 2 pieces very likely will be doing very well for themselves. More specifically, the kilt. Do you believe, I ask you very nicely, do you honestly believe, and it's not like a trick question, do you think this, the Night Demon collection will actually hold up? Do you like it? It's a golden set. Do people like to be dressed up in gold? I think it looks cool. I think it looks nice. But I have to respect what everybody else thinks. And I've got to be honest with you, it will be dropping off a fair bit because, of course, there's a big fuss that we got the brand new skin being accepted. Cool. But after this, cools off and whatnot, this will very likely drop off. This will very likely drop off. We've seen it happen before already. So, So we'll see how it goes. But yes, in regards to the kilt, at $1.49, I'll probably offer again, I'm kind of questioning, is it going to actually retain its price? But then again, it's still very nice. 80 cents to $1.10 for the Night Demon road sign pants. But for the vest and the coffee can, I'll probably just do I'll probably just do 60 cents to 80 cents. Maybe, 70 cents to 90 cents for both of them. I would imagine they'll drop off a fair bit. I'm not sure if the collection's actually going to retain its price, retain its interest. That's what I should say. If it does, all right, lovely. But I still think I could pick up a decent amount with the Biohazard, but I am also questioning it quite a lot. So yeah, sorry to say, but not fully confident everything's going to be all right there. But it did match up to what was, what I was expecting. Reptile Hunter large backpack, and I gotta be honest with you, I might want to go ahead and buy a few of those as well. They have only done 8,500 subscribers. Now we have discussed this plenty. The non-skinned large backpack is already dark green. However, scroll. The only green skin backpack we've ever had actually went up in price very nicely. But then again, it did come out before the jungle update was released. Pretty much anything green was bought out ridiculously because loads of people wanted camouflage. So, okay, are we going to ever have anything like that ever again? I don't think so. But this is still a Reptile Hunter skin. And I have tested it out. It blends in perfectly. Let's just go over to here real quickly. So, Reptile Hunter collection doing very nicely for itself. It still blends in perfectly with a very in-demand green clothing and armor set. I don't want to spend $3 on a backpack. Sure, that's fine. But I'm pretty sure a lot of other people would. I just can't help but assume that's going to probably work out very nicely, especially with a sheer lack of sales. When I first saw that, I was like, oh, wow, that's actually incredibly surprising. But this is even more surprising. Okay, let's just quickly hop back. What did I think this backpack was going to do? I thought the backpack was only going to do between 9 to 11,000 subscribers along with the tier 2. And lo and behold, it is still the lowest selling skin compared to all of that. But anyway, by tomorrow, yeah, maybe it might reach 9,000, but as of now, it has sold less than expected. Yeah, that's surprising. I wouldn't be surprised if you probably want to jump onto that. So, my suggestion, $1.70 to $2.30. That's looking interesting. Could it ever drop off? I mean, we'll see. But with a lack of sales, I honestly don't think we'll see that many of them being listed on the Steam market. We'll see how it goes, but I wouldn't be surprised if that would be a good consideration for a purchase tonight. Consider it. Protector L96, I mean, we'll see another L96 tomorrow. I'm fully expecting it. We still saw L96 skins being submitted this past weekend, even though everybody focused Naval theme skins and all that. Plus, with all the ones that are submitted in the past few weeks, there's like a lot of a backlog. Yep. So, with what I see here, Protector, you're fine. You didn't sell that much. I don't think you're that in demand, but honestly, I think you're still going to drop off. I wouldn't be surprised if you still drop off. Then we look at the recent L96s. Even Black Diamond has now dropped off as well. Negative 20%. Abyss L96, negative 56%. Oof. So, yeah, rough time. I think this is probably going to, it's going to probably go down by about half its price. 70 cents to $1. Yeah, I don't really have that much faith. But I don't think it'll crash and burn and go all the way ridiculously down. So yeah, 70 cents to $1. Cargo Heli, Bandana, and Poncho. I thought these were going to reach around 6,000 to 7,000 subscribers. Bandana did. Poncho did not. Now, I will question, do people actively look at this and think, you know what, that looks like it could be, potentially be some nice green camouflage? I don't think so. You got the orange now and whatnot. If we were to see more Cargo Heli skins being produced, that would be nice. But then again, no, it didn't happen. The skin creator likes to take long breaks with the Cargo Heli collection for some strange reason, and I wouldn't be surprised if we won't see another collection continuation being produced for quite some time. Give it a few months or so, it honestly wouldn't be surprising. But if it were to happen, that bandana, that poncho, that'll go up in price very nicely. Like we saw this being accepted just after the boots and the gloves. These did spike up quite alright. But now look at the gloves. Oh my, it's already dropped off. I don't think people actually, I don't think this is actually in demand. I don't think people are actually going wild for this. I think it only went up in price because we saw the collection continuations. And now give it another couple of weeks, it'll probably drop off again. And it'll probably go back below its retail price. I don't think it's actually in demand, and I'm not feeling very confident with that. So for the bandana, for the poncho, I'll probably just do like 40 cents to 60 cents. Don't be surprised if it drops off. But collection continuations on the horizon, oh yeah, it'll still rise up quite nicely. So, that was all the abnormal skins. Let's now talk about small sulfur box, the regular skins that we expect to see becoming marketable tomorrow. So, yes, this is the newest small prop skin to be accepted, and it hasn't sold that much, 15,800. It is looking like it will be surpassing the lowest ever selling skins in the set, but not by that much. A nice yellow box for all your sulfur needs. We do know we have a brand new high quality metal box on the workshop, so let's just switch over to here. Ta-da! There we go. Seal box tomorrow, I wouldn't say no to that. We'll see how that goes. But I also want to bring this up. I did approach the skin creator. I did mention how a lot of you did ask for something like a fish box. Now, a fish box being submitted with the Naval update on the horizon sounds like perfect timing to me. So, yeah, there you go. I did mention it right there. And, yeah, we'll see how it goes. But if we see a fish box, oh, that'd be very nice. But we're still expecting either this or the seal box to be accepted tomorrow. And we expect to see continuations until Facepunch says, no more. How long will this go on for? In total right now, we currently have, well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have 8 skins in total, and we are expecting more and more and more to be produced and accepted. But don't be surprised if Facepunch just turns around and said, no more. Oh, that might be rough. Anyway. The more the merrier. The more recent skins have sold a lot more reasonable, and they're doing a whole lot better. Unfortunately, Cards Box is not doing super great. Keeps going up and down. It's really odd. But anyway, it has sold just as much as all of these, and all of these are doing very, very nicely at the moment. I won't be surprised that probably does the same. So in regards to this, I'll probably offer between 80 cents to $1.20. I'm sure a lot of people would appreciate a nice little sulfur box on the side. So yeah, 80 cents to $1.20 for that. Then over to here, Demon Slayer bolt action rifle. You have sold like next to nothing. That's kind of surprising. So, in regards to bolt action rifles, how many of them do we actually see being accepted? Not that much. They are a rare sight to see being produced, and even rarer sight to see being accepted. Earlier this year, with the Crocker bolt action rifle being accepted, didn't sell that much, still went down in price. It didn't go down terribly bad. So looking at this, I'll be straight up with you. I won't be surprised if it drops off. It's not like an insanely super flashy design, but I think a lot of people appreciate it due to sheer lack of skins being accepted. So I reckon 90 cents to $1.30. You know what? Maybe I'll lower it a little bit more. 80 cents to $1.20. So just to clarify, 80 cents to $1.20 for the bolt action rifle. I think that should still be okay though. So, all right, cool. But will we see more? There's no mentions of it. Let's just quickly go over to here. Is he going to... Yeah, I can't read that. I can't read that. Maybe we'll see some more Demon Slayer skins being produced in the future. It'd be nice. But we also have Christmas on the horizon as well. So, we'll see how it goes. Right. So, yeah, that's pretty much everything. What do we expect for tomorrow? In regards to the recent skins that are submitted, and like I said, lots of naval theme skins were submitted, but I don't think any of these will be accepted tomorrow, other than like the outliers, the ones that aren't like naval themed. So as I've already mentioned, we did happen to see the high quality metal box. We also have Sinotype electric box. Look at that. Ooh. We also happen to have the Olympus Thompson. Like, there were still some regular skins that were submitted, but we also did see quite a lot of naval theme skins. In fact, like 95% of them were naval theme skins. So some very lovely looking designs. Oh yes, oh yes. But which ones will be accepted? Not sure, but we won't find out until next week, December 4th, when the naval update is introduced. I'm so annoyed this wasn't submitted by the time I was showcasing all the skins last night. Wilston, no! I would love to have thrown that. So yes, some very goofy, very funny, very silly designs have been submitted. Oh my. Oh, I'd love to throw that. It'd be so fun to throw at people. Anyway, so I don't know what will be accepted, but I look forward to finding out, alright? So, if anything, with tomorrow's Rush Store, it will most likely be skins from the previous week and the week before that. So, if I could just quickly navigate over to here. To all the people out there hoping for Temple Collection to still potentially be accepted, I'll sit there and say maybe it's time to say no. Maybe it's more like the outcome's more likely going to be that you're better off hoping for a complete the sets. You know, dumb race car lockers probably got a good shout. Maybe the kitty cat furnace, who knows? But if anything, you're more likely going to see more skins from this batch potentially being accepted tomorrow. Look, there you go. Sinotype fuel large box. Wouldn't be surprised if we see that tomorrow. Oh, I did like that wooden door, but yes, we'll see, we'll see, we'll see. Chat, what are you personally hoping for? I'll tell you what, I'll sit here and say this. Americans, please stand up. Is it Thanksgiving tomorrow? I think it's tomorrow, right? I would be surprised if that gets accepted. Like, I really wouldn't be surprised if that happens, because over the past 2 years, Zinc was like the only person who submitted a Thanksgiving skin. Lo and behold, they got accepted. He isn't the only person who submitted a skin for Thanksgiving this year, though. But I wouldn't be surprised that Thanksgiving turkey hammer is accepted. Let me just scroll down over to here. Someone made like a pilgrim set. So you got like the funny hat and the... Yeah, there you go. So Cuba and Mr. Voodoo, they did submit some pilgrim hats and ponchos. I'd still like to see that being accepted. Like, for all like the medieval villagers. Oh, mate, that'd be cool. I think that'd be a nice sort of roleplay skin. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, we do have some Thanksgiving skins that were submitted. And don't forget, tack gloves, the brand new skinnable, of course, for December. Not going to see them yet, but next week, start rubbing your hands and question what we might see. And I should also point out, in regards to the newer submissions, the focused item of the month is the snow jacket. We have seen some very, very cool designs. You probably have seen my video showcasing them, but Deep Sea Captain, you've heard my song. Sunken Captain looks awesome. Training snow jacket also sounds very appealing. I should point out, we did also see the tack gloves. We could see a Rustor. Maybe next week we'll see. Again, it might still be like naval theme skins, or maybe the week after. We could get both the training snow jacket and the training tactical gloves being accepted. That'd be a pretty interesting combination. Because, of course, we question, would tactical gloves being accepted, or would a snow jacket being accepted, honestly have that much of an impact on a complete collection? And by that I mean like all the clothing and armor pieces have already been accepted. It's going to be very interesting to keep an eye out for. Because I honestly wouldn't be surprised if either the snow jacket or the tack gloves will be accepted in that batch. Training collection's been quite successful getting itself complete. Over the past few years, we've got the road sign gloves, the jacket, and the backpack. I look forward to finding out. So, alright, cool. So, alright, cool. So that snow jacket's awesome. This snow jacket's very nice, and I wouldn't be surprised if like the 2nd or 3rd week of December we'll see that being accepted. Or then again, Christmas. And then, of course, I made the little video. I am the very model of a modern Major General. Alright, cool. I think a lot of people greatly appreciate that next week. So keep an eye out. Snow jacket next week. I feel very confident it's going to happen. But tomorrow's Rush Store, no, we don't expect it. Boxes DLC, mentioned once again. So is that going to be next week? What will it be? I'm worried what this Boxes DLC is going to be, and I'm kind of annoyed. Why are they still accepting storage collection skins if they're making potentially their very own Boxes DLC that's like a storage collection? We don't know yet. We'll find out. Keep an eye on the commits. Of course, the majority of everything that's being mentioned here, of course, is the naval update. But if you've been keeping track, this brand new artist pack DLC is being worked on. A paintball gun is going to be added to Rust. And over to here, they are making quite a big fuss about the birthday this year. They are adding a special hat and they're adding balloons. I'm sure you've seen the Pro Talks video already. So, yeah, okay, cool. Right. Is there anything else to address? Is there anything else to point out? Well, you know, micro522.com. I'd like to point out of all the recent skins submitted this past weekend, what's on top? What's being supported the most? Diver tactical gloves. I think next week's roster will see that being accepted. I feel like that's perfect. I mean, everybody can get the diving equipment. It's just perfectly slotting in with that. But there is a good question. How many of you are actually going to put an effort in to skin your tactical gloves? We're going to find out, aren't we? So, all right, cool. We'll see how that progresses. But I should also point out, Sinotype Electric, it's second. Oh, mate. Have you seen the short video I showed off the majority of the rocks that I submitted this past weekend? When you hold it in your hands, it's sucking on your thumb. How devilish. Anyway, old Roger, yeah, I was expecting that. I did ask one on Jay, why don't you go ahead and resubmit your pirate collection one? He was like, nah, I want to do something else. Someone else has taken that spot then. Oh no, Kelmer Legend Brewer Rick. We'll see if that happens. And then number 5, yes, the devilish extra cut sights Thompson. No, God would not approve, Thuff. Take it away. It won't happen. It's too ridiculous. It's got too much transparency and it puts holes in the weapon itself. I don't think Face Punch will be happy of that. So, all right, cool. So we've yapped a lot. Yes, indeed, we have. And we saw some very interesting skins being submitted this past weekend. Yes, we did. But tomorrow, it's more likely to be skins submitted from the previous week and the weeks before that. We'll probably see an extra late pick tomorrow. Wouldn't be surprised. And so that, let's now proceed and do the abnormal barders. Okay, I think we've got about 5 seconds to go. Now, I don't have my VPN working, so fingers crossed everything goes quite all right. All right. Refresh the revolver. There you go. Nice. Quick Biohazard, please. Fingers crossed that worked out all right. Popstar Bed, I want to chase after you. I want to Biohazard that. Alright, okay. Over to here. 837 barders, and they've already gone up to like $2. Yeah, that looks like that's got a lot of investment behind it. Popstar Bed, no. Reptile Hunter Large Backpack. Sinotype Drop Box, hello. Right, let's go ahead and put this barter down on you. Let's go ahead and request about that much. Let's see if that works out. Over to here. Alright, that's a very decent amount of barders. Alright, that was a pretty solid barter there. Reptile Hunter Backpack still has not yet appeared. Alright, we got the we got this thing. Yeah. Alright, I've got to keep track of these prices. You write them down, Hedge. You don't look at them. Right, let's quickly switch over to here. So, second batch of barders, please. I haven't got them readily prepared here, but we can just do this. There you go. The link's already prepared. And there we go. Right, so you got barders already pushing up to like $2.30. You've got a lot of support behind you. I'm probably going to go ahead and do that. Yes, I've done a very devilish thing. I'm going to offer this much. So, yeah, do that. Boom. Big fat barder. Let's see if that works out nicely in the future. Right, what else we got going on over here? The bed. I want to do another barder on the bed. So the bed. Oh, lost my tongue there. Oh my, that's got some pretty solid barders at $2 already. All right, I'll join in. Let's go do just that. Some very good barders being put down. Yes, indeed, we shall do that too. There you go. Job is done. Lovely stuff. Right. Let's switch back over to here. So do we have the backpack appear? There's the backpack. The backpack's already got like $2 put down on it. I suggested with the backpack, I said $1.70. Well, you know what? With the bars I already see, I'm on offer a little bit more. So, let's just do this. I'll request that much. And then we're going to copy that, switch back over to here. So, yeah, back it up. We're going back over to here. No, I've messed it up. Back over to here. Looking at this, I said the backpack looked pretty special, and I wanted to do a decent barter on it. And you know what? I'm doing this. Yes. I'll happily try and pick up a bunch of those. We'll see if that works out right in the future. So you know what? I think we did a decent amount of barders. Let's now skip ahead, look at the abnormal barter support, and question, how much exactly do we want to buy today? Okay, so we waited about just over an hour. And as you can see, prices are starting to appear. But if we actually look at the skins on the Steam market, we have an issue. Extensions aren't working, and I can't show you all the skins in terms of dollars. Might be hard to read for some of them. So what we can do at the very least is point out with the website that we use, well, Rust Help, SCMM. I'm not sure about Skinlytics, but let me just double check. When you look at these skins, you might be able to notice it will list them in terms of like their listings and their barders. I don't see it here because I'm not fully well aware how to find it. But if you go on SCMM, if you actually click the skins themselves, if they're already marketable, yeah, it'll present them like so over to here. So that's very nice. That's very useful. However, SCMM isn't super great at staying up to date. It could be a bit slow. So I'm not sure how long it takes to update. But whilst the information here is correct, it was correct as of 2 hours ago. So still somewhat helpful. But if I could just quickly switch over to Rust Help, this is better at staying up to date. But I've just noticed it's not fully up to date. So I click the picture of the skin and I click the tab that says Steam Market. So over to here, I can see there's 111 of them listed here. But hopping back over to looking at the amount that's actually listed, there's actually 230. A lot of people have already listed these on the Steam market. However, you might be questioning, oh, is it that bad? Not really, because initially, when there was just 111, $4.26, someone listed 100 at $6.71. So if at least half of the amount are listed at such a high price, I don't think that's too much of a problem. But still, people are unloading a lot of stock already on the Steam market. But it very likely, well, it pretty much is the most desirable revolver skin we've ever seen. With the transparency it have, it is ridiculous. Until we potentially see another revolver like it. But will that happen? Based on revolver skin acceptances, I don't think we're going to see anything like this for quite some time. I don't think we're going to see a revolver skin even being made and submitted to the workshop for quite some time, let alone being accepted. So, okay, we shouldn't worry too much in regards to will we see competition anytime soon? Probably. I mean, Twitch drops, but then again, the last Twitch drop revolver skin we ever got was the tempered one, the tempered style one that was given away for free 4 years ago. I don't think we've got that much to worry about. So, okay, I want to buy some. My only issue is the amount of funds I have available. The only accounts with quite a lot of money that can actually spend and buy a bunch of stuff are the only accounts that can do barders. So I'm questioning, what if I just go buy a bunch of these and then sell some other things over the course of the next several days? It might be a bit stressful, but I might just be able to pull it off. So my main account, it's been progressing quite nicely. I've been selling some Christmas skins, so let's switch over to here. I was just talking about how the fact that, I've got certain scrubs there, but yes, I've been putting an effort in to sell some Christmas skins, but I still keep buying Dracula capes and CS2 charms. Ugh. So yeah, it's become a bit of a problem, but I didn't sell enough. So I've really got to question, what am I going to do next? Well, we're going to still try and sell Christmas skins. We haven't actually reached December yet, but because I have so many skins, I have to put an effort in to try and sell some now. Also, there was a good reason because I want to buy a bunch of them. So with the support that we have over to here, the barders are going all the way up to $2.47. This is a $2.49 skin, and that's got barders going all the way up to $2.47. I should point out, $2.44 right here, that's me. That's my second barder. My first buy order, I think, is around $2, just around that. So I did $2 and $2.40. I did such a high barter because I was like, I don't think I'm going to be able to buy any tonight. Maybe I should just do a very strong barter. And that's what I've done. So we'll see how that goes. We'll see how it progresses. Yes, we've got quite a lot listed already, but when this Rust store rotates out, I won't be surprised if a bunch of people jump in and buy a bunch of these, and it probably instantly goes up to $5. It has sold a lot in terms of subscribers, but even then, I think the support it has is still very, very strong. And if we see the Thompson being accepted tomorrow, the Olympus Thompson, oh yeah, that might be pretty good. So, all right, cool. It's in a very, very interesting spot. I am not surprised people want it, and yeah, there's a reason why it sold so much. And I do not think we'll see anything that compares to it for quite some time. So, all right, yeah, that's looking pretty strong. Sinotype Drop Box, still sitting here with only 22,000 subscribers, and honestly, I want to buy some of these as well. That is far too low. So, I can click this. I can show you what it looks like here. I can also show you what it looks like right now. So over to here, we'll look at you. That's the Popstar Bed. There we go. This is sitting at about $3 with only 13 listings. When these two have sold, it's suddenly up to about $4, $4.50. The barter that you see right here, that's me. Because again, I'm like, I don't think I can actually buy anything straight from the Rust store today. That barter is sitting at about $2.30 to $2.40. This is a $2.49 skin. With it selling next to nothing, yes, even with my barter here, and look, 175. I honestly think this is in a very, very, very interesting spot. If the Sinotype collection does progress quite nicely, if it does remain in demand in the future, with this being one of the lowest selling skins, I think it will work out quite all right. But with the small props collection, there could be a bit of a concern. If we see a small drop box, that might be a bit of a problem for this. However, small props collection doesn't glow in the dark. Maybe that start, might still be appreciated. Point still remains, it has sold not that much, and I am surprised, and I think that probably will be progressing quite nicely. So I did mention this a little bit earlier. If we could just quickly point out, like the previous week's skin, the Sinotype Stone, which only did 25,000 subscribers, that's still in the positive. Not insanely high, but it's still holding up quite nicely. This has sold less, and a drop box, I believe, would be more in demand in comparison to a stone box. Feel free to comment below your opinion. You're more than welcome to do so. But yeah, the fact that you've done 3,000 subscribers less, and again, tomorrow we'll probably get like an extra 500 subscribers. So let's just say the fact that this likely has done 2,000 subscribers less compared to the stone box, I am surprised. Now, if we get fuel box or electric box accepted tomorrow, is that also going to sell not that much? We'll have to keep an eye out. So yeah, let's go take a look at your support. Let's go get a look at this. So $3, $3.56, $4.50, $4.58. So okay, cool. Can confirm the top barter is actually $2.38, the second one is $2.34, and the 175 quantity barter is $2.32. So okay, yeah, that's looking pretty interesting. Yes, this also looks like something you could just go ahead and buy straight from the Rust store right now. I wouldn't blame you. I really wouldn't blame you. But if you truly believe the box's DLC will not be a problem, consider it. But if you do believe the box's DLC will be a bit of a problem and you're kind of concerned, maybe just stick with a barter. Maybe just leave it. Choice is up to you. So you're in control of yourself. Next, Biohazard bunker garage door. Again, I said I wasn't really very confident with it. We'll look at it. We'll see. The highest barter only goes up to $1.76 and it drops off real bad down to $1.16. And the bulk of the barters are $1 and less. Yeah, there's a lot of barters here, but it's all around $1. This is a $2.49 skin. This does not look like it's going to retain its value, unfortunately. So based on what I see right here, yeah, you're probably just better off with a barter. You could put down a $1.20 barter, go halfway, and you'll very likely pick up a bunch of these. Now, if we do potentially see like more Biohazard bunker deplorable skins being made, we could see collection continuations. We could see this actually rise up a bit more, but unfortunately, again, we just take one quick look at the recent garage door we had last week, down 45%. I've just found out right now that I just bought one for $1. So, well, but are we surprised? Not really. So you, unless we see more of you, unfortunately, you're very likely going to drop off. And that is the expectation. So yeah, you're just better off with like a $1.20 barter. Go halfway. Popstar Bed. Right, okay, this is a good one. So this is something I'm definitely considering buying. Let's just quickly switch over to here just to show you, because we saw it a minute ago. There we are. Popstar Bed. So, you have only 3 listings as of now. And I can confirm that's got to be around like $5. Close to it, close to it. The barters here, though, they basically end at about like $2.20. Well, let's go ahead and get confirmation. So back over to here. Barters basically end at like $2.20. $2.24, $2.22, $2.20. Yeah. So, based on what I look at right here, I can confirm at $2.15, that's me right there. I certainly do hope I pick up a bunch of these. Again, a lot of people are going to sit there and say, but Hedge, I don't care about anime and whatnot. I can't help but assume that will be the one. That'll be the one that actually retain its value. Yeah, Molten Visage is also doing very well, but yes, listen, people do like anime. People do want anime skins, and people will pay for them, right? So, honestly, just go buy your waifu bed and shut up. But yes, I think you could just go ahead and buy a bunch of these if you want to. If you want to. I know you do. Right, anyway, so that's looking pretty good as well. The support on this is very nice. Only 3 listings. Barter's looking pretty good. Hasn't sold too much. It is in a very, very good spot. A lot of people do like it. Remember, it's not just you, it's what other people think as well. So, yeah. Tier 2 armor for the Night Demon collection. By tomorrow, the kilt very likely will go over 11,000 subscribers. I wouldn't be too surprised by that. But even then, it's still less compared to the rest of the skins in the set. I've already brought this up. So as long as the collection remains in demand, these skins should hold up quite nicely, with them being the least sold. But looking at you specifically, because again, with tier 2 armor, the only thing you're going to really care about is the kilt. Only one listing, really? Well, let's just double check. Let's just make sure that's true. So over to here was the kilt. Where's the kilt? Is it over here? Oh, there we are. Yeah, only one listing. Only one listing, but the barders here, they're all basically around $1. Slightly above and quite a lot of them below. Not too many people are super confident with this, so I'll sit here and say, all right, at $1.49, let's see if the collection actually holds, and if it does, I won't be surprised if the bar doesn't start improving. But if it does just drop off, because then again, like, what else do we have? Maybe a jacket, maybe tactical gloves, maybe a snow jacket, we'll see. But after, other than that, we'll see how it goes, but I've got to be honest with you. Based on what I'm seeing here, you could just put down like a $1.10, $1.20 bar. You'll very likely pick up a bunch of them. But if it does actually manage to hold and works out nicely, cool. I'd like to see it happen. I'm just saying I have doubts. And then, of course, with the other skins, these only go up to like 80 cents. I'm not feeling very confident with these, so I think you're just better off with a barter. 90 cents, $1, both of them. I wouldn't be too surprised if you succeed, so okay, fair enough. Right, Reptile Hunter Backpack. I want to talk about you next, 100%. So Reptile Hunter Backpack, again, do you even need to skin your backpack? I mean, sure, whatever, but it has sold next to nothing. I do not expect to see tons of these in the Steam market, and well, let's just confirm that right now. Over to here, we can see that we have 3 listings here, and we have barders going all the way up to like $2.40. It's a $3 skin, and you got barders going all the way up to $2.40. I will confirm that I am the man with the $2.43 barder. I can't confirm there's actually 3 listings here and whatnot. Okay, cool. So, based on what I see here, if you truly believe that we'll see like behavior we saw with the bombshell backpack happening all over again, I think it's in a very good position. And of course, with it also being part of the Reptile Hunter collection, I probably need to go ahead and make a short video showcasing this. Maybe I'll give it a week and look at it again. When I showcased it in the Rust Rotation video, it was seamless. It blended in perfectly with the clothing armor. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes, right? So if you truly believe, go put down like a $2.50 barter. Maybe initially there might be some issues, but how many listings will we actually see? We'll see how it goes. Thank you very much for your raid, Drea Luger. So that is in an interesting spot. Looking pretty interesting. So if you truly feel like confident, go grab yourself some. But if you're thinking maybe I'm better with a barter, maybe it might slip for a while. But then again, we don't really expect to drop off for quite some time, especially as we get closer and closer to January time. We'll see how it goes. Right then, so that's all been said. Let's now go ahead and start talking about the Protector L96. There's not that many listings, but the barders basically end at like 80 cents. Yeah, you got like a $1.50 barter right here, but not feeling very confident, I'm sorry to say. Like a sales might help it out, but then again, I don't think the actual demand will be there. It'll probably just end up stuck at around $1. If you truly want to pick one up today, offer $1.50. Do not be surprised if you end up getting one for yourself. So, all right, cool. Cargo Heli, Bandana, and Poncho. I mean, oh god, the barders basically enter like 60-ish cents. I'm not feeling confident with these, but I did say this earlier. If we do see a collection continuation, that very likely will just still bounce up. Yeah, so as long as we see more of it, all good. But now that we have Poncho and Bandana, and then of course we've recently got like the boots and the gloves, what will be made next? Cargo Heli, burlap and hide clothing, or Cargo Heli tier 3 or hoodie pants? Almost lost my trace of thought there. I don't know, but I think this will still spike up a bit regardless. When we got the boots and the gloves, we've got primitive skins, and it still caused the boots and the gloves to spike up quite nicely. So all right, cool. But I think I'm better off with like if I really wanted it, 70-80 cent barter, sure. But I've already mentioned it. It took a long time to see a collection continuation for this set. I don't really feel like waiting that much longer. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. So yeah. All the abnormals today, I can confirm. Revolver, Sinotype Drop Box, Popstar Bed, Reptile Hunter Large Backpack. These 4 skins I'm very much considering wanting to buy. I just don't have any money. Again, you might sit there and say, Hedge, you got all these assets. True, but it's not like cash. Funds. Right, so I've got to figure out what I'm going to do. Right. If you're watching this on your lunch break on a Thursday, I would recommend looking at the skins, looking to see if they have any more barders and making a consideration, all right? All 4 of these, they do look to be very, very interesting. And you know what? Overall, let's hop back over to here. Let's talk about this. When I first saw this Rust store, I had a few people sitting there and saying, I don't like it. But I instantly noticed the Revolver, I instantly noticed the Sinotype Drop Box, I instantly noticed the Popstar Bed, I instantly noticed the backpack, and with all the other skins, after a while, I noticed the sales were just like lackluster. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. With a lack of sales, if these do work out quite right in the future, if they do have interest and demand, all the better for them to rise up in price. Because it's not like you can easily just chuck more of them on the Steam market. If they've only sold so much, you shouldn't expect that many listings. And, well, it'll be a lot easier for it to rise up in price. So, based on what I see here, there's some very, very tasty and interesting things. But, collection continuations, what's going to happen? Tomorrow's Rush Store, I'm expecting quite a lot of skins to be accepted that were submitted over the past few weeks. I don't really expect to see that many recent skins to be accepted because, of course, lots and lots of naval themed skins were made this past weekend. Next week's Rush Store is very likely going to only consist of naval themed skins, all right? So I know we've got tack gloves becoming skinnable next week, and I saw like the whiteout gloves. I saw some very interesting, awesome designs, but it'll very likely be, and we mentioned it earlier, probably like an aquatic theme sort of tactical gloves, other gloves. If you're a skin creator, do consider doing some sort of pirate themed or sailor themed tack gloves next week, because I get the feeling that's what we're going to see being accepted. Not like one of the ones that are submitted the previous week. Scroll, 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 scroll. Such as whiteout tactical gloves, or polar combat tactical gloves, or no mercy tactical gloves, or funerary friend tactical gloves, or Arctic protection tactical gloves, hard suit training. You get the idea. I think that might not be happening until the second week of December. But then we have another problem. Christmas. Oh no. Well, I think yeah, we got 2 Rush Stores that it's going to be really awkward because we can't have tactical gloves tomorrow. You've got to wait until it's December, and we're probably not going to see the snow jackets anytime soon. Again, it's all problematic, so let me just quickly go over this. December 2025, we have Thursday the 4th and the 11th. Those are the 2 regular Rush Stores for December. The 18th and the 25th are confirmed to be the Christmas Rush Stores, right? And have you been keeping track of the recent submissions? Refresh, scroll, 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 scroll. We finally have a coal rock. Well, it hasn't been accepted yet, but we'll see. But that does look very, very nice. Who's been naughty this year? I think a lot of people actually might like that. VHS Tonight has produced his Rasmus Coal Rock. So that's looking pretty sweet. And over to here, Merryfire LR300, a collection continuation to the recent AK-47 skin that was accepted. So, alright, cool. That's looking nice. I've got to keep an eye out for all the collection continuations. Of course, I've got to yap about them. But yes, Christmas on the horizon. And, well, for Christmas, we're probably going to start seeing a lot of snow jackets. We're probably going to start seeing a lot of tack gloves. Gingerbread tack gloves, Santa tack gloves. I look forward to it. I want to see what happens. But yes, you've got to take this. You've got to take it into consideration. If you're hoping to see more of certain collections, there could be issues. So, chances are, Sinotype collection might stop. This might be the end. We might be seeing the end of it, very soon. The small props collection, though, not sure about you. We'll see how it goes, but this could also pretty much finish fairly soon as well. Or maybe it continues after Christmas and continues into the next year, January 2026, February 2026. We'll see how far that goes, right? Lots of very interesting designs and ideas are being passed on to the skin creator, so we'll see how it goes. But yes, if you're hoping for more, you've got to be a little bit more prepared for the possibility of no, it's not going to happen. Not at least for a while. So yeah, naval themed skins and Christmas skins very likely might be causing issues. So yeah, there you go. All right, keep that in mind. Player count. Over the course of this weekend, I do expect it to recover and do quite nicely. Of course, with this being the very end of November, based on what I saw last weekend, we saw a nice increase with the average player count. I actually saw this go over 100,000, and I do believe that's going to happen again. And of course, next week, December 4th swipe. How many people do you reckon are going to turn up? What do you reckon? We've had a little guessing game in my server. We've already started that. I personally think around 210,000. I would like to be proven wrong. But in terms of more. This is it. December is where we truly believe we're going to start seeing a proper upswing with demand for skins and, interest in skins. And we hope that it's going to peak quite nicely as we enter January time, all right? So beginning of December, lots of people very curious, jumping in, want to see the brand new Naval update with all the brand new content. And of course, at the end of the month, when it's hopefully still fresh, a lot of people around the world, out of school, out of education, not working as much. Hopefully we have a ton of people playing. When more people playing, there's a whole lot more demand for skins in general. Just hoping it works out nicely. So, okay, cool. So, feel free to comment below. What did you buy, if you did? Or did you just stick with a strong barter? Maybe you're in a very similar position like I am. Feel free to comment below. So, alright, that's everything. Anything else to say? I think that's it. I mean, I probably could point out Mr. Oil Rats, if we could just quickly sneak over to here. He has revealed his brand new Twitch drop for Twitch Rivals in about a couple weeks' time. So as of now, I believe I'm aware of 4 or 5 skins, and if we do have like that wallpaper and the light and all that, that might be a general drop. That might be more, so I hope I get the answer soon in regards to how many there are going to be in total. I believe it's going to be 14 again, so 4 general drops and 10 streamer-specific skins, so we'll keep an eye out. A glow-in-the-dark green Oil Rats theme bed. Does it sound like a bad idea? And in regards to Naval update, in regards to all the potential skins that could be accepted for that Naval update Force Wipe Rust Store next week, consider watching the Rust Workshop skin checks for November 25, 2025. There wasn't that many collection continuations, so I just pointed out all the bed skins, the fridges, the rugs, you get the idea. So there's definitely a lot that you can skip ahead with. And yeah, lots of very cool, very interesting designs. And I did show one off a lot earlier with the garage doors. So, alright, cool. That's it. That's a wrap. I'm not sure if we're going to have an early Rust rotation tomorrow. Last week it was a fair bit late, wasn't it? Maybe it'll happen again. But next week with the Force Wipe, we should expect an early Rust rotation. Quite early, alright? So, cool. That's it. That's a wrap. So thank you very much for watching me. I greatly appreciate it. Best of luck to each and every single one of you. And let's hope we see some sweet, delicious profit in the future.